Porsche 919 Evo break the Nürburgring Nordschleife lap record? Officially not. Can it do it? Hell yeah! Can it maybe go even sub 5? Probably. Yesterday, on 4th of June 2018, Porsche was present here, well, not exactly here, more like in my backyard, at the Nürburgring Nordschleife with its pride and joy, the Porsche 919 Evo. I'm pretty sure a majority of you guys already know what the car is, what its main purpose is, and most importantly, what it has achieved a while ago in April in Spa by beating Lewis Hamilton's lap record in his Formula 1 car. So I'm not gonna go too much into technical details of the car, but just tell you what happened yesterday and what's probably gonna happen in the future. But before we proceed, let me answer one of the most important questions. Who is the driver? And while we're at it, give a round of applause to Mr. Timo Bernhard. You got this helmet now?
I don't know.
Well, now we have a bit of a more detailed shot of the helmet. And after a bit of googling, we found out it's Timo Bernhard, one of the former 919 drivers. Or we could have just gone to Porsche LMP1 team Twitter account. In case you didn't know it, Mr. Bernhard has won the 24 Hours of Le Mans last year in the Porsche 919. And in the past, he has won the 24 Hours of Nürburgring multiple times. So 1 + 1 = 2, and we can conclude that he's the right man for the job. Anyway, let's get back to our main story. But first of all, allow me to complain that I spent 9 hours at the track yesterday. So I hope those 5 minutes of information are going to be worth it. Well, it's 9:19. Oh, well, they're late. I was there at 8 because I didn't have the schedule of that day, but all the activities only started to happen around 1 o'clock. You think that will go sub 6?
I reckon already has.
Sub 6 hours. It's the real MVP of today. I mean, without him, the track record definitely will not happen. Eventually, the 919 Evo entered the track and did a warm-up lap. Well, obviously first lap was just a warm-up,
Yeah.
and we have 4 more hours to go. And after that it went out for a media lap. Shortly after, it did 2 full laps, and the fastest lap I managed to clock it at 6 minutes 30. Mind you, in case you're new to this channel, I previously predicted the times of the GT2 RS and the GT3 RS Mark II, and I was only 1 second off. If you want to know more about the process of predicting the lap times on the Nürburgring, make sure to watch this video here. Somewhere. As you can probably guess, the car was going faster and faster lap after lap, but surprisingly enough, it was not crossing the finish line anymore because it was entering the pits before that. So the car was coming into pits at 6 minutes already before that. Slowing, chilling.
What, it's 6 minutes?
It's a sub 6.
Yeah.
But why not doing the full lap?
Let's just understand that, like, he lost 1 minute just idling through Duttingenhoe, and he came to the pits at 6:20, and the record of the track is 6:11. Yeah. Just let that integrate right now.
In fact, it was even lifting off the throttle roughly 4 kilometers before the finish line, so we could not really predict the actual finish time. However, since I was standing next to one of the marshal posts, I was lucky enough to pick up radio chatter from the marshals.
Fahrzeug auf Strecke. Verstanden, Rechtskontrollanlage. Das Fahrzeug geht jetzt auf seine letzte Runde.
And as the car was going around the track and passing those posts, marshals would mention on the radio that the car just passed them. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is our golden ticket to predict the lap time. For that, we would need a second car as our reference point, and let's take the current record holder of the fastest production car, the Porsche GT2 RS. The first section of the track that's being mentioned on the radio is Breidscheid, which is roughly 9.5 kilometers into the track.
Porsche Breidscheid durch.
And the 919 does it at astonishing 2 minutes and 12 seconds. which is 30 seconds faster than the GT2 RS already. And a quick calculation gives us a factor difference of 0.81. The next section of the track is Marshall Post 125A or Bergwerk, and the 919 does it at, very mind-blowing, 2 minutes 23 seconds.
I have no idea. It's just teleporting.
2:23.5 Bergwerk, opposed to 3 minutes and 1 second for the GT2 RS. And this makes the gap even bigger to roughly 40 seconds or a factor of 0.79. And finally, the last section that we hear about is Pflanzgarten, Marshall Post 170, when the car goes almost 4 minutes flat. I just cannot understand it.
270 durch.
Pflanzgarten, 4 minutes. Whereas the GT2 RS does 5 minutes 13, making it almost 1 minute and 15 seconds slower, and thereby increasing the difference even further to 0.76. If we subtract this difference of 1 minute 15 already from the final lap time of the GT2 RS, we get an astonishing 5 minutes 30 or below that for the 919. However, we still have another 4 kilometers to go until the finish line, and since the 919 is constantly driving faster than the GT2 RS, the difference between those cars eventually will increase even further. But if we apply the last difference factor of 0.76 to the final lap time of the GT2 RS of 6 minutes 47, we're gonna get impressive 5 minutes 09 for the 919. Some other people have calculated that the 919 Evo did roughly 34% faster lap time than GT3 cars, which would bring the Nürburgring Nordschleife lap time down to 4 minutes 51, which is actually not impossible if you consider the following points. First of all, marshals probably didn't immediately call in that the car passed them. It probably went something like that. Car just passed me. So there's probably delay in information. I don't know how much, but we can still say that the 919 is probably even faster than that. Next, I want to say that the track conditions were being far from optimal. The track surface temperature was close or even above 50 degrees. So Michelin is out to measure the temperature of the tarmac. That's really professional.
Yep.
I can say it's hot.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to know. Done.
Yeah.
So currently it's almost 6 in the evening and the track's temperature is still almost 50 degrees. That's quite a lot. And also the air temperature was a lot higher than average, which negatively influences the intake temperature for the small displacement engine of 919 Evo. Then there are questions about the main straight, Döttinger Höhe, which is roughly 2 kilometers long. The GT2 RS achieves a top speed of 311, but on average 305 kilometers an hour, whereas the 919 Evo did impressive 359 kilometers an hour on Spa. However, with maybe different gear ratio, it could even go close to 400 kilometers an hour, making the difference between 3 and 6 seconds on that straight alone between the two cars. And finally, I'm definitely not questioning driver's experience or ability, but the seat time in this case is very important and also very costly. So what I'm certain of is that Porsche was just here to gather data to then insert into their simulator so Timo or any other driver could practice with it, then later in the year come back here with better track circumstances, track environment, lower temperatures, and then go sub 5, and thereby beating the 35-year-old lap record of Stefan Belov of 6 minutes 11. But until then, you have to stay tuned, and for that, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel for daily content around Nürburgring and cars, and sometimes food. Lap records or not, man gotta eat.